this lockout needs to end, and it needs to end now. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Still Media, and today we're going to have our 16th weekly update of the offseason. As we're going to be talking about some Phillies news and some all-around baseball news. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please join the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So I think we're all just so sick and tired. I've been saying it for weeks now of this work stoppage, right? This work stoppage that we're having to endure. It is very, very annoying. It's stopping teams from making, big league moves. Of course, minor league signings can go on, but no major league signings. December the 1st, 11:59 p.m. We've been having to put up with this, and it seems more like July 1st of last year, right? Am I right? This is just ridiculous how long this has been going on. And a little rant here. I mean, they act like they negotiated the last CBA in December of 2016. I mean, they knew about this date, on December 1st, 2021 for 5 years. For 5 years. And they didn't start negotiating up until the very end. The CBA was going to expire. They should have been negotiating all summer long. All summer long. It's ridiculous. It's been handled terribly. Everything else we Major League Baseball, handled terribly. So it's disgraceful. So they had the meeting last week, and of course that amounted to nothing as there was no deal agreed on. And the MLBPA came out of that meeting, quote, unimpressed by the owner's offer. And there was very little progress made. As I said, in the post, reporters have a tendency to spin things as negative. But I think they've been pretty negative. I think that they've been a little too negative, but it's hard not to be negative about this. This is a very, very upsetting situation, and it's a negative situation. It's a negative situation. I even try to be positive, but it's hard to be positive about this. It's bad. It is very bad. They're very, very far apart. Going into this meeting, Manfred called himself an optimist, so he lied to us again. It's the 2020 season all over again. Yes, I understand there were some different circumstances at that time, but this is the same thing. Them negotiating for the 2020 season almost lasted longer than the season itself that they negotiated for. How ridiculous is that? The way they handled that was just a joke, and I think maybe time to start boycotting these people. But a little, minor league signing the Phillies made. They signed outfielder Yario Monez. And he previously played in the Cardinals and Red Sox organization. So they inked this guy to a minor league contract, kind of a low-level signing. It's nice to see them, continue, as I said, pretty much ever since the lockout started. I'm glad that they continue to make, minor league signings. Made a little discussion post. I talked about this, a lot recently about Chris Bryant and if he'd be a good fit for the Phillies. And for a while, the free agent video, I made a video in January talking about it. I talked about this, I believe, on Wednesday in the DH video. If you have not gone and watched that video, please check it out. It's the most recent one prior to this. Me wearing the road gray jersey down at the basement. I appreciate if you go and watch that. And I explained how my opinion about Chris Bryant has changed a little bit. Of course, I still don't think he's great. I think he's good, but not great. But I think he'd make a lot of sense for the Phillies team now, especially with DH coming, and if we can get him at a discount. And honestly, the longer this lockout continues to go on, players are going to sign for a discount. They're like damaged goods in some way, right? But honestly, I think Bryant would work, right? I think we're going to probably get him at a discount. Harper's here, so that would be a part of the reason to sign. Does he take a little discount for that? Maybe, since they grew up in the same town, went to the same high school, etc. But with Alec Bowen likely to be the Phillies DH, I think Chris Bryant would make a lot of sense. So I think that the Phillies definitely should look into him. And I was against it for a while, but now I am in support of it. And I also talked about what Dave Dombrowski's first move should be post-lockout. My opinion, right before Major League Baseball went into a lockout, they signed Corey Knebel, and I was definitely a big fan of that signing. That was hopefully just the start, trying to build a good, solid bullpen. But they need to bolster this bullpen, and they can. But Corey Knebel was a good start, but they can't stop there. Another minor league signing here by the Phils is the Phillies signed first baseman Jock Okami to a minor league deal. He also played in the Boston Red Sox organization. In the middle of the week, right? We're going on, I think this is a Tuesday or Wednesday. No meeting was scheduled, right? And they had that awful meeting on Saturday. Nothing else after that was scheduled. It was just ridiculous, right? They had all this optimism, right? The Commissioner Manfred, quote him, optimism. Yeah. What an optimistic meeting that was. Not. What a disgrace. And then, of course, nothing came out of that. Of course, there would be one later in the week, but you almost meet a week later? Like, where's the sense of urgency? Where's the sense of urgency? So I'll get into that a little bit. But also just a reminder here, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is very, very important to, discuss. And the MLBPA, their statement that they made yesterday, they talked about this too. Let's not forget, let's not forget that this is an owner-imposed lockout. This is an owner-imposed lockout. Because the owners act like, oh, we're the victim here. And I'm not saying the players' side, believe me, they're radical. Their ideas are very, very radical. They're a joke. I don't like either side here, but I'm definitely a little bit more upset with the owners. They're just very, very stubborn here. And I do think the players are stubborn as well. Because the owners, they decided to do this. And as I said, the lockout could be lifted and they could continue to go on with the old CBA agreement. And then while that is happening, they could continue to negotiate for a new CBA. And then that would go into effect. But no, they're not going to do that. The, Major League Baseball executives, would fear a player strike. And that is important to bring up. And also, of course, pitchers and catchers were supposed to report on Tuesday. Baseball is, wait, not back. Baseball is not back. I had to stop my tracks there. I was thinking about posting a meme of saying baseball is, and then, Manfred and Tony Clark were going to put up their hand and say, oh, not yet. We have other plans. It's plans to have us make more money. Then the MLB and MLBPA announced they would be meeting on Friday. And another big counter offer here, right? We were told the MLBPA set to make a counter proposal. It's going to be serious. Here we go. Something can happen here. How many times have we heard that? Something's going to happen here. This could be the day. This could be the day. Something's going to happen. Like nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. The MLBPA did make their counter proposal, and the meeting lasted just 15 minutes. 15 minutes, and they call themselves serious people. And according to Bob Nightingale, I'm going to quote him here, quote, the MLBPA requested an increase from $100 million to $115 million in its pre-arbitration bonus pool in its latest proposal in the exchange for the arbitration eligibility class to include 80% of its players with two years of service instead of 100%. MLB called it a non-starter, unquote. Progress was lost. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Go into the meeting. And this is just pathetic. They lose progress. Because MLB, as I said, MLBPA, remember they were at 115 originally, right? And then they went down to 110, and of course, they went down to 100, and then now they're back up to 115 million again. So, it's just like, seriously? Seriously. And I do have a little theory about what's going on. I'll give that at the end. Seriously, man. That is just ridiculous. And some good news here, some pressure. And you're going to see other people follow suit with this, no pun intended. A few Arizona cities are planning to sue MLB as Major League Baseball is legally contracted to play a certain minimum number of spring training games. And while a World Health event is a legally protected reason for canceling games, a lockout is not. My response to this, are definitely starting to feel some pressure, right? And you're going to see people, cities in Florida fall suit, right? So, even if it's a regular season, then you're going to start seeing, cities all across the country follow suit. So, this is just putting a lot of pressure on them. Good. You did this to yourselves. You did this to yourselves. Don't be crying to the fans. We want you to go out there and play baseball. You have no one else to blame but yourselves. Pathetic. Very, very pathetic. It was also announced by Major League Baseball in a press release. In order for the regular season to start on time, which is, of course, opening day on March 31st, a new CBA needs to be agreed on by February 28th. Not this upcoming Monday, but the Monday after, right? So it's a week from this upcoming Monday. And this leaves only 4 weeks for spring training, which I think a lot of the players complained that spring training is too long. And my theory kind of ties into that a little bit. Then it came out. And this goes to show you they're starting to really feel some urgency. And I do think that now they're starting to feel it. That Major League Baseball and the Players Union plan on holding multiple bargaining sessions every day starting as early as Monday. And then that report would later be confirmed that they would be officially meeting on Monday and the days to follow. So they're starting to get nervous. They are starting to get nervous. I can't wait to give my theory about what I think is going on. But the urgency is definitely picking up. But also, Major League Baseball announced yesterday that spring training games are delayed until March 5th at the earliest, right? So Saturday, March 5th. And that's at the very least, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the latest, it's at the very least. So that's very, very disappointing. As I said, I mean, I do think they're starting to feel it. Would I be surprised if opening day got pushed back like a week? No. Would it make me happy? No. But I mean, it's not like it's going to be starting in May. Then it's really going to be a big bummer if that happens. I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm definitely losing some optimism. Like I was at like 95% for a while, and right now I'm saying like maybe at 67%. Like I'm just not feeling good about it. I do think, of course, I do think that the season will start relatively on time, and I'm still feeling pretty good about it. But this is just, I never would have thought it would have gone on this long. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I said this is starting to get ridiculous the other day, and one of my buddies, friend of the pod, baseball guy, Sean Media, he messaged me. He said it's been ridiculous for a while, and he's exactly right. It's been ridiculous for a while. I've been saying that for a long time, pretty much ever since it started. Just a friendly reminder that Phillies Hats and Media is available on YouTube, MP4 file, video, and audio. That is the only place you can find me with video and audio. It's also available on Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Also Anchor as well in an MP3 file, audio only. You can also find me on there as well. Phillies random pitcher Cam Bedrosin was among 4 players to testify that he received oxycodone pills from former Angels employee Eric Prescott. Of course, he was distributing drugs during his time with Los Angeles. And at the Tyler Skaggs trial, Eric Prescott K, if you do not know, was, found guilty, in the Tyler Skaggs trial, and he's going to be seeing jail time. So he definitely was involved in that. I don't think he purposely meant to kill Tyler Skaggs, but it was careless. He was distributing, some bad stuff around to the other players that said Cam Bedrosin was there. Here's my little theory. I'll be quick here as we kind of wrap up this weekly update. What I think is happening is I think they're going to get it done at the last minute. I think a lot of people have been saying that with the CBA negotiations. And the players, as I said many, many times before, I mean, these guys want to be with their wives, their girlfriends. They want to be with their kids. They want to be able to be with their families. They want to be able to be with their families. And the players already complained spring training's too long anyway. The majority of the players feel that way. They prefer to kind of have a little shorter spring training. So they're using this to their advantage. Of course, the owners want spring training starting time because they get money, of course. But of course, the players, they want to be with their families. I mean, and can you blame them? They hardly ever get to see them, in the regular season. This is why I think they're going to get it done last minute. Because once the regular season starts, then they get their paychecks, and they do not want that interrupted. What they're trying to do, I think they're going to, let it drag out until, pretty much February 28th. They need to get this to be down to the wire. And this is my prediction. I do think they will do it. It's going to be like right down to the wire, and they're just trying to milk out every last bit of this. They're trying to milk out every last bit of this until their paychecks start being affected. Am I right? Their paychecks, and then they'll fold. Then they'll concede a lot of things. And I honestly think the owners will get their way. I don't know. That's just what I see happening. That's my kind of theory. I mean, the players have nothing to lose by doing this right now. I mean, of course, they're going to get 4 weeks of spring training. If they let it drag out until like the last possible second, they're going to, go in the regular season, not have any prorated salaries. It makes sense because they don't get paid during spring training, and the owners are taking the hit. That's what I see happening. So, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Today would have been the last weekly update of the offseason. Next Saturday would have been the first exhibition game of 2022 spring training. Very, very disappointing, but hopefully it's back on March 5th, right? I'm excited for baseball. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section. Phillies Hatstove Media, Instagram, TikTok, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at @PHatstoveMedia. Call or text 267-225-3292. Email me, phillieshatstovemedia@gmail.com. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. I will see you all this upcoming week for a video of some sort. Let's hope a new CBA is agreed on this week. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. I'll see you guys.